Okay, so you saw the example of the Ian Murphy work, like what we're going to try to create. So now we're going to add in some colour, okay? So we're just going to we're not going to spend very long on this, we're not going into loads of detail to make it look photorealistic, but there are some areas of colour, and we're going to probably want to pick maybe 2 colours at most. So look how little paint I've got in my palette, okay? So this is ready mixed paint. So I'm going to get a lot of water on my brush, because a wash means that it will be very watery. I'll bring a bit of brown in there, maybe a bit of white, and this is just going to run over our paper to create splashes, and I think that is kind of maybe the colour that I'm looking for. But we want lots of water, and I'm going to twist my brush around to get it fine, so I've got maximum control over the line, but I'm still just going to do this loosely. And when I say loosely, I mean we're not doing it finely, we're doing it to be expressive. Okay, so if we look, just trying to fill it up basically. So that even still needs more water on it. So I've added 2 more dollops of water to that, and hopefully, so I've got the greys now. I'm just going to do these areas where I see the most grey. So there's some on the roof as well. Might add a little bit more black to that actually, and a little bit less. And you can carry on manipulating the colour as you go along by adding a little bit of black if it's got less colour in it, like up here. But even still, if we look, there's browns up there, so I wouldn't be too controlling with it, and just look at where the colour is, and remember to leave out where there isn't colour, where there is light, because by having what we call negative space, which is an area that we intentionally don't colour in, it can give us the impression, which means the effect that there is light there. And we're going to go over this in pen next lesson. We'll go over it in biro, but just for now, and I would say even looser than what I'm going to do this in about 5 minutes, but it should take you about 10 to 15 minutes to do this. And we can go over and layer the colours as well. So at the moment I'm just looking for the areas where I see that sort of dark blacky grey. Just to help give us that impression of the tone. And as you can see now, both the fact that we're using this watercolour wash, well, it's not actually watercolour, but it's like it's actually ready mixed paint, but we're using on this textured paper, it's already looking very Ian Murphy-esque. I'd say I've used about just enough of this grey now for it to be sufficient. I can always mix a little bit more in as we go along, remember. Now I'm just going to do one more few splashes, and I'm going to mix now. I'm going to go into my palette, I'm going to mix a little bit more brown with it, maybe even a little bit more blue, make it a bit more colourful. And it'd probably been a good idea to mix some yellow with this. I can water it down with the white, and at least we've got a colour then, rather than it just being black and sort of this grey. I think I want a little bit more water with it, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so now I'm just going to look for these areas where we've got some colour. I'm going to add more water to that. Looking specifically for these reds, these sort of oranges. Orange, I would probably be better off using orange. But it doesn't matter, because when we are consistent with it and we create a consistent use of a certain colour throughout our painting. So this area is green, so I could even mix some of my blue in to get this more of a different colour, which isn't quite, it's not green, but we can tell it's a different colour to the rest of it. And now I'm just going to get just some water on my brush and just move it around, because right now it's just about filling up some of the gaps where it isn't light, so the light bits stand out more, and then we'll have our wash effect. So this bit down here wants a little bit more everything, maybe here as well. I'm gonna spend maybe another minute or two just going over them bits. I'm just going to get just pure water on my brush as I do my finishing touches. Let the paint seep out. Fill in those cracks. I just notice it's a bit more dark down here, but I can go over that when I come to doing the biro. So I'm okay with that.